Always remember.
We're here at Rebel ScumCon Day 2 with Diane, Lee, and Inosanto. How's the con been?
Oh, it's been fabulous. This is my first time here, and I just love it. I just dig the vibes.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we're happy you're here.
Thank you.
So starting off, we kind of have a bookend question with your story in Star Wars.
Okay.
I was telling you beforehand that you have one of the coolest Lego minifigures in Star Wars, but you also are in my favorite episode of Star Wars television on Disney Plus in The Mandalorian Season 2.
Oh, thank you.
That episode I have watched too many times.
The Jedi episode.
It's gotten to the point where my wife will come home and she'll be like, okay, it's on, and she's saying the words. So it's fantastic. But just with that episode, A, how was it being on set with the volume and everything? And two, did you know anything about Ahsoka at that point, or was it like,
No, I did not know anything about Ahsoka, and that particular episode is special because, first of all, this was the rolling out of a live-action Ahsoka, and that's Dave Filoni's, baby. And Morgan Elsbeth is his baby too.
True, yeah.
And but also, it was just that episode was important for so many reasons because I didn't know this at the time. Is if that episode, which what we call a spin-off episode, was successful, I didn't know that would mean and determine if there would be the future of an Ahsoka show.
Yeah.
I knew none of that.
Yeah.
And I mean, the pressure was definitely on. It was really beautiful. For me, I got to meet Pedro, run lines with him. And then later on, when we were doing the battle sequence between Rosario and I, George Lucas, Kathleen Kennedy, and Doug Chang were there to support Dave Filoni. He was at the helm directing, and Jon Favreau was right there also, being the amazing presence that he always is, making sure everything was flowing. And it was just a beautiful time, and it's a special honor. It really is.
It was amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
When you got the news, I would imagine, once you went into Ahsoka, and that was once it was well received, and then jumping into Tales of the Empire.
Yeah.
What was like when you got that news? What was your reaction of filling in the gaps of her character?
So in typical Dave Filoni fashion, he always is filled with surprises. Like number one, I didn't even know my name was Morgan Elsbeth until the night the Jedi episode aired.
Yeah.
I didn't even know her name was Morgan. I did not. I just knew she was the magistrate.
Yep, absolutely.
So, and then came Ahsoka, and that was an amazing surprise. I did not, on a reality. And then Tales of the Empire, I had no clue that they were going to go do a deep dive on Morgan's background.
Yeah.
And so to be able to meet the Lucasfilm animation team, it was truly an extraordinary honor, and to watch it. We watched it at Lucasfilm, and on the big screen, and it just the detail and the work. It's just nothing to underestimate. It is incredible, and the fight scenes. They pulled out the fight scenes.
Yeah. One of my favorite scenes is I'm a big fan of the original Legends novels, and so when I saw that Morgan gets to fight Rook, when he shows up,
I was too. I was like, holy smokes!
Really unstoppable force meets a movable object.
And then the fact that they also allowed me to voice Selena, which is Morgan's mother in the first episode, and to have a fight scene with General Grievous, that was nuts.
Insane.
Incredible. You got a lot jam-packed into that
and
one.
they were taking literally choreography or my martial arts that's been floating out there on YouTube, and they put it all together. And that was Stuart Lee as well that was able to get that creative team on the choreography and that way.
That's insane.
Speaking of Grievous and just villains, but also just incredible presences working in Star Wars. You worked with Ray on Ahsoka. How was that working with him?
Ray Stevenson is a brilliant actor, and he's, for some of you out there, you may or may not know, he's no longer with us, but he played our Balin Skull. And for Ivana Sacknell and myself and Ray, we became quite the unit when we first started off filming Ahsoka, and it was during COVID still, and so we became like a family. And then Lars became part of that family later on when he arrived for the latter episodes. But we all, Rosario and I, we talked about this with Ivana. We all just miss Ray so much. My nickname for him on set was Poetry in Motion, because you can give him any line, and he could just off his tongue, it just sounds like poetry. And I'm just so happy that eventually, when we had to do Star Wars Celebration in London, I'm so glad that Ray had that time with all the fans to experience that love. And I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah. It's amazing. We are such fans of his contributions. Last question. We're very busy and we don't want to keep you much longer. It's a short question, but it might have a long answer. It's our favorite question to ask people. Why do you love Star Wars?
Oh, I love Star Wars for many reasons. 2 reasons specifically. As a child, I was there to watch A New Hope, although they didn't call it A New Hope. It was just called Star Wars. So that was the time I was there with my dad, my family, and our martial arts community in Aspen, Colorado, when he was doing an international martial arts seminar. And so the energy of the room, I had never experienced that, and that was one of the highlights of my childhood. But the other thing too is I love how Star Wars speaks to issues going on in our humanity and in our societies here on this planet. And so I think it has deep insight, and so that's why I appreciate Star Wars.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
That's a wonderful answer. We always say that there is no wrong answer, but that was certainly the right one. So
thank you.
Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you, guys. And I enjoyed your questions.
Thank you so much. So much of why we love Star Wars is because of things that you have personally contributed to Star Wars. So we appreciate you, and may the Force be with you.
Oh, may the Force be with you, you guys.
Thank you so much.
You guys are so wonderful. Guys. You guys are
thank you.
You guys are just so
I know that was
gracious.
longer than